So the Pacers won tonight. And it's interesting because this is the Pacers basketball we were expecting and you can expect from game one, right? But they're showing up tonight, obviously being at home. A lot of other players usually play a lot better at home. TJ McConnell's no joke, but he played out of his mind tonight. Ben Mathurin played out of his mind tonight. OKC was shook. OKC was shook. And part of this is the youth in OKC, right? A lot of youth on that team, a lot of guys who know their role and play their role. But when you get disrupted and you're facing a team where the scoring can come from anyone, anywhere, at any time, it's hard to guard against that. Because it's easier when it's like, okay, you have Westbrook on the floor, you're guarding him, I'll let Westbrook shoot those threes. If we lose this game by him shooting out of the gym from the three, then we lose this game. We need to make sure Jokic and Jamal Murray, you know, they let's lessen their effectiveness, right? When you go to Minnesota, okay, Ant Edwards has a bad night, the rest of the team have a horrible night. You see what I'm saying? So you get situations like that, and obviously the forgettable series against Memphis. But the thing here is OKC tends every single series to have a bad game. This was a bad game because one, the turnovers were really bad. Okay, they were, and that's how I knew they were shook. They were tired, they were shook, and I'm a little confused because they had rest. They had a lot of rest in between this in these games, and they have less rest because the next game's on Friday instead of Saturday. Instead of 3 days, is 2 days. So that's a little alarming. If you're OKC fan, you should be a little worried about the fatigue aspect. The Pacers obviously have the same situation, except they played inspired, motivated, not tired. Um, and I just think the pressure that TJ McConnell and Ben Mathurin put on them in the second quarter really shook them. They came out of the gate. OKC came out of the gate in the third, playing pretty well, and honestly hung well until like late in the fourth. But the turnovers on inbound passes, nonetheless, those turnovers are really silly and stupid, and it's about the mental focus aspect, especially the rebounding. Then you have situations where OKC had droughts where they didn't know where the next bucket was coming from offensively for them. And even when they did, it was hard. The Pacers made it very difficult for OKC to get off their usual shots. Now Shea did what Shea does, where he can get to his spot and do his thing, but Shea's a human being. He needs rest. So when he's on the bench, where's your offense coming from? And a lot of guys are looking real shaky in the spotlight. A lot of them look like they don't want to be that guy, right? When Shea's on the bench or when he's on the court, a lot of guys just look like they're not really in it. Chet Holmgren sometimes it's like some quarters he looks like he's confident. He looks like he deserves to be here. He looks ready to go. He looks like he knows what he needs to do and how he wants to do it. Then there's other quarters where he just feels lost. He feels taking like he gets taken out of the game sometimes. He feels lost on the court sometimes, and his 3 point shooting is not good. So they'll take those Chet threes all day long. He was chucking them up here and there, not like a bunch, not like he's whatever. But you would like him to be, if he's going to take these threes, which I know he's capable of. You would like him to get a little better at his 3 point shooting so that he can make those shots that he's usually kind of open for sometimes. And there's very few people who are the same size as him on the court. So he gets that 3 point shooting down, he could be a problem. But also sometimes his finishing around the rim needs a little work because again tonight I feel like there was just times where I wasn't sure if Chet belonged in this game. They need him obviously, which is why they lost. But it just sometimes feel like he gets really lost in the offense. At least for me looking. And I don't know. I don't know what it was tonight. And this is not just tonight. Game two defensively, I think he was a huge presence. And today, I just think all of them, not just Chet, but all of them got outworked. I think that crowd in Indiana shook them. I think that and that's why I love home court because it really played a factor. I think the loudness messed with their communication. I think the moment and the amount of pressure. I mean, the amount of pressure the Pacers were putting on the Thunder really got them even more tired, making boneheaded plays, and also free throws, free throws, free throws, free throws. Make your free throws. They were missing a bunch of free throws, especially down the stretch. You cannot miss that many free throws where every single point matters, and you're playing with a couple of seconds left, right? Cannot do that. Silly fouls, back to back silly fouls. Like you have someone who, oh man, I forgot his name, but he was splashing threes. Then he got hit with a back to back foul, like two fouls in the matter of like a couple of seconds, and now he's getting taken out of the game. Now you lose the only guy who was splashing threes and keeping you in the game. And those are some of the little things about basketball that makes basketball such an interesting and awesome sport. Is that not just about people wind sprinting back and forth, splashing, chucking threes and stuff? It is the game within the game. It's playing with fouls. It's how to manage and having to take someone out of the game. All these different things. So I just think the Pacers. I think Rick Carlisle. I think Rick Carlisle had a great game plan tonight that his team executed flawlessly. And I'll say this again and again and again. The Pacers are a force when Halliburton is aggressive. He has to be aggressive. He cannot be having these games where he scores 3 points until the fourth quarter. You're going to win those games here and there, but they're not going to be the norm. They're not going to get you a championship. He plays aggressive. When he's in the top 3 scoring for his team, they're doing something good, and they're a force. And that's when they get these 110 plus wins, or not wins, but like 110 plus points in a win. So that's really effective. I do think OKC is going to settle down. I think they're going to have a much better showing because I was like 18 or so turnovers. No, you can't do that. And now it's just them not being, or them being lost or young. A lot of it's, give credit to the Pacers, putting a lot of ball pressure on, never taking a play off, they were just motivated and the gears were turning. And everything in the fouls, every possession matters. Like you inbound the ball, you know what TJ McCollum's doing. If you watch film, you know what he's doing. You watch the game, you know what he's doing. You've got to inbound the ball with a lot of focus and be ready to go. You can't be last day school. That you can't just do that shit where someone scores, you take 1 foot out of bounds and chuck it. No, take your time, get the ball, possess it, make sure the guy who you're passing the ball to is paying attention and he's free and passing the ball. They're picking them up full court sometimes. It's just that it's those little attention to details they have to focus on, and you can tell the youth and inexperience has gotten to them this game because it's a lot of pressure. Every turnover is big. It's a lot of pressure. And I think they started to feel it, especially when they kept turning the ball over and being really careless with these passes. Caruso's also being loose with the ball. A lot of guys were. Shea was being loose with the ball. It was really bad. So I do expect them to come out game 4 a lot more dialed in, a lot more focused, understanding what they need to do, understanding to deal with that Indiana pressure. I do take Indiana to go up 3-1. I take Indiana to go up 3-1. The reason why I do is because I truly believe right now, I know Thunder fans are going to hate me. Right now, I think Shea needs help, and he's not going to get a lot of it next game. In fact, I think Shea is going to have a decent game. Nothing to blow away. I don't think he's going to have a lot of assists. I think he's probably going to have maybe he's going to have 30 points, maybe 2 assists, and I think that's it. I think Chet's going to struggle offensively. I think that Williams is going to struggle as well. And I think that I don't expect Ben Mathurin to have a repeat game like this. And I don't think TJ McConnell will. But I do believe that Pascal Siakam will have a monster game 4. I do believe Miles Turner, defensive anchor, will play defensively pretty well against Chet. I do think that the experience and veteranship and Miles Turner is going to swallow Chet in terms of he's not going to let easy in the perimeter, like not in the perimeter, in the paint baskets. I think he's going to box him out. I think he's going to get a lot more physical. I think he may pick up a couple of fouls, just making Chet uncomfortable. Because right now it seems like you make some of these OKC Thunder players uncomfortable, they lose any sense of playing basketball. And a lot of that's been going on through this playoffs, not just them. But I do think the youth and experience being in this moment is starting to get to them, especially their head coach, which is a phenomenal head coach, but it happens to the best of them. But I do pick Pacers to go up 3-1. I still think OKC wins in 7, but I'm giving it to the Pacers to take a commanding, and I mean a commanding 3-1 lead, and I'm expecting the Thunder to wake the fuck up, go on a run in the series, and finish it in 7. Sounds insane, sounds crazy. No one's done it since LeBron. I'm putting that on Shea. But I do believe 3-1 lead. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts on game number 3. It's a pretty cool series. It's pretty cool. All right, man. Y'all take it easy. Peace.